Welcome to this comparison video between the Vox Tony Bruno 18-watt combo and the Vox AC30 Custom. The AC30 Custom, of course, is more traditional Vox, and its signal path would be 12AX7 tubes in the preamp and EL84 tubes in the power section, like a traditional Vox AC30. The Tony Bruno features 12AX7s in the preamp section, and in its power section, it features 6 V6 tubes, giving it a bit of an American accent. Let's start by comparing some of the clean tones. A cool feature on the Tony Bruno is this dark switch. I can engage the dark switch, and it gives me a bit more of a felt type tone, a darker tone, cool for a mellower, softer vibe, jazzier vibe. Check it out. So you just heard the Bruno with the dark switch in. If I open up that dark switch, turning it off, the amp will start opening up and speaking with a brighter tonality to it. By turning the volume up a little bit on the Bruno amp, still under 12 o'clock, but juicing it a little bit, it starts to get a little more aggressive, nice for a percussive, Americana, country type vibe. As I increase the volume on the Bruno going over 12 o'clock, it starts getting a really nice clip to it, and it really lends itself to the single coil type vibe. It does have a mid-boost switch, so this will hit the mid-range a little harder and add some just overall gain. So when I bring that in, now I can really treat this like a player's amp, meaning that I can really start manipulating the tone controls and getting some cool stuff off this. Now if I lower that volume, change pickups, notice how musical it gets. As you can hear in the playing examples, I'm using reverb, so both amps feature reverb. However, the AC30 is a 2-channel amp. It has a traditional normal channel, and it also has the famous top boost channel that features the EQ. It also features a tremolo circuit and then a tone cut in the master section. For clean channels on the AC30, you could use either channel. The normal channel has very traditional circuitry where it's just the volume and then it goes right to the master section. And I could dial in some, keeping the gain down, some really nice chimey type tone. Now if I go into the top boost channel, don't look at that as like the gain channel of the amp. It's a whole separate circuit. So if I keep that gain down, meaning the channel volume, I can get a different quality chime to the sound. It's known for being very percussive as well. Back into the normal channel. If I bring the normal channel's volume up over 12 o'clock, it starts getting a very traditional early rock type crunch. So if it's the traditional British type rock tone, of course it's the AC30 that's delivering that tone, and it's a great recording amp in that respect as well. Many legendary albums and guitar tracks on legendary albums have been made with the AC30s, and that's its traditional tone. It has an undeniable percussive type crunch. However, like the Bruno, it's very musical, where I can also switch pickups and get a lot of different reaction from it as it really hears what my guitar wants to do, pick sensitivity and rolling off of my volume. So for example, that same tone can easily just morph into a cleaner tone just by using the dynamics of the guitar. A cool feature on the AC30, and this goes back to a traditional Vox, is the tone cut. It's in the master section. As I increase it, it kind of pads the treble. So if I'm getting more of a raunchier, high gain sound, where I'm really cranking the channel volume, boosting some treble, this can tame the higher mids, for example. On the AC30, you can also take advantage of having the reverb and the tremolo circuit. So I have a speed and a depth knob to dial in some really cool trem. So the Vox AC30 would be a great choice if you're looking for a traditional sound, a great recording amp, some versatility between two channels, some tremolo, reverb, but it really has that British chime, the traditional sound. Whereas the Bruno's a great choice if you do want that American accent, where I could still have that Vox world. It is a Class A amplifier, but the tubes being 6v6 really lends itself to a brighter, snappier type American sound. This would be great for a country player, a chicken picker, bluesy type player, anything in that realm. Hey, thanks for joining me for this comparison video on the Tony Bruno 18 watt and the AC30 Custom.